Hi, welcome back to Metal Rolls TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Jeff Rappaport, and you guys are?
I'm Kyle Labine.
Tyler Labine. And
right.
we are together, the Labines.
Just finishing a cheese stick. I picked that out of my teeth for the whole interview.
And this is the new tradition, is to in-bed interviews. Jenny McCarthy can do it, I can do it too.
Only at the Crown.
Yeah.
You wish we were Jenny McCarthy.
That
That we were both Jenny McCarthy.
She's coming though, right?
Jenny McCarthy.
She's on her way?
Yeah.
Here.
Here.
It'd be nice if she joined us.
I have to take your son out of the room though.
Yeah. He's seen worse.
Say
Oh,
PG.
no. No, he hasn't, trust
No,
me.
not yet. Yeah.
She's wall-eyed with the nipples.
The first thing I want to tell you is that we have sort of, my son and I have sort of a Reaper tie-in with you.
Really?
Yeah, when we first started, I started getting him into horror movies.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle them.
That's a good like gentle segue into the horror genre, yeah.
So we started watching Reaper, and that was a show that stuck with him, and that was like our father-son time every week was watching
that's
Reaper.
great.
So that was part of your launching pad.
Isn't that exciting?
That's nice.
It's an
Yeah.
okay show.
You like the
It was
show?
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that show too.
It was a good time, so we watched it
There's
every week.
not really any horror elements, but
I really like
it's
the
got
Spanish
kind of
guy.
the like
We had the monsters and
yeah,
the devil.
the weekly monster, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the Spanish guy was real funny.
Oh yeah, they were all. I think everybody was funny on that show. Yeah.
The Spanish
What was his name?
guy.
Ricardo? What was it?
The guy with the pulled back hair.
You talking about my Puerto Rican brother,
Yeah, that's it.
Rick Gonzalez?
Yeah, that's it, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
call him Spanish; he'll kill you.
Now he's mad.
Yeah.
I call him Ricardo too. I'm obviously doing it to be an idiot.
No,
I
Puerto
know it's
Rican.
Rick Gonzalez.
He's my-
I love you,
he's
Rick.
my butter pecan
I know you're
Rican.
watching this because
Rick Gonzalez, my
you're a
butter
huge fan.
pecan Rican. All
Now,
right.
now, even though you guys are 5 years apart,
Yeah.
you guys both started acting in 1991. It looked like.
We did.
Yeah, I think so.
Not 91. I think it
a
was
little earlier than that.
than 91. We moved to BC in 91, but I guess that would mean that we started. If I was 9, Kyle was
Have you forgotten that we're in bed yet? Looks like we all have.
kind of. I
It's just an
I have a foot boner.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we started in like the late 80s, 87.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was 5 when we started, Tyler would be 10, and Cam was 12. We have an older brother that acted as well before he decided
He
that he preferred
sucked.
to be.
Yeah, he was a terrible actor.
It was really bad.
No, he's actually a writer and director. He's a really great writer and
He was
director.
a pretty good actor too. So.
Yeah, great actor.
Now, did you guys start at the same time for like a contest or something? How did that come about?
Oh.
We're still having that contest.
Yeah.
No one's blinking yet.
Yeah.
Checking
How long do you want to do this crazy career for?
lineups out downstairs.
Like actor chicken.
Our parents were actually pretty intuitive and noticed that we were kind of already filmmakers when we were kids. We had like we were the kids on the block who had a Kyocera video camera, big old
Yeah, how
VHS
awesome was
camera.
that?
Sarah, it was pretty dope, and we started like scripting movies and like making little like franchise kung fu movies called Chung.
When you were like
You
5
was
and
Chuck.
9?
Kyle was like 5 and I was 10 and Cam was 12 and Cam was the writer and director and editor and all that stuff.
And all the
Kyle and I
voices.
starred in them and we like auditioned our friends in the neighborhood and like did like crazy big like
Next.
what we thought were big stunts and like got our parents involved. I remember at one point actually we did a sequence. I was trying to make a bit of a horror movie and I got my best friend Matt McDowell, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Matt.
Best friend to take a power drill, and pretend to like stab it through me, and it got all wound up in my shirt and ripped my shirt off. And I
Remember
remember
that one.
that was when I went, oh, all right, you got to be careful making these things. Anyway, when our parents decided or noticed, I guess, that we were really into it, and said, "Do you guys want to like go downtown Toronto, which is where we were living, and get an agent?" And we were like, "Whatever the heck an agent is, sure."
Right.
Well, we went into those. We were in drama classes first, like
We were at the Y,
improv type theater classes that were a lot of fun.
I guess my point is I didn't know there was like a level of involvement that could be above what we were already doing. We were in
Right.
like acting classes, we were in improv classes, and we were making our own movies. Like we had it made. So anyway, we got taken downtown. We signed up with an agency which was specialized in kids called Just for Kids.
Which I'm
And,
sure does not exist anymore.
Yeah, and then we moved to BC in the '90s, and it was in early '90s, and it was just a hotbed of activity. You know, every sci-fi show in the world was being shot in Vancouver at that point. And Kyle and I beefed up our resumes and kind of started shooting for the stars from there, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the question I had was you guys are a couple of the few childhood actors that transitioned almost seamlessly to adulthood. Is that right or not?
I don't know how seamless it was. You know, I'm pretty traumatized.
I got some
from that whole
seams, man.
experience.
I got some fucking seams.
you know, I really don't know anything else. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just what I do, and I've just kept doing it. I don't even know if it's been a choice. I'm like, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to keep doing this. It's just kind of always been my life, so I don't really know any different.
Yeah, sometimes I feel the same. I'm like, it's not that I don't have any options or anything, but it's like, if it ain't broke,
Right.
It's like it seems to be working all right, so stick with it, and I love it too, right? So,
Yeah, well, it's a good run.
I've just recently gotten into the theater world, which is incredible. And I actually own a theater in Toronto. And I was like, "You
That
own
sounds-
the
that
theater?"
sounds
And I'm like,
badass,
"Well,
man.
no,
It does.
you know, I own the business, which is the theater, and I built the theater and all that." And it does sound badass for sure. That's the only reason I keep doing it, because it sounds badass.
It would only sound cooler if you said, "I own a theater in New York." That would be
Yeah,
cool,
exactly.
but
I own Broadway.
I own Broadway.
Yeah, I own all of Broadway.
I own Hollywood
I
Boulevard.
own the
Yeah,
street,
true.
so if you want to put on a play, just rent for me. So it's interesting to get into that world because you know you see a lot of people that are going the other way, coming from the theater world and getting into the film world. I'm really enjoying immersing myself in the theater world.
I would think that's much more challenging. I'm not an actor, but I'm thinking to have to go live every night, you know, no takes or anything like that, and just go out there and remember everything perfectly is much harder.
I think there are challenges to both aspects of it because at the same time, you know, you do your preparation before and then you're on stage, and I think it is more challenging, definitely. But there are different challenges that are with acting on film, which is you know that you're doing 14, 15-hour days sometimes, and sometimes if you're doing
The
really
repetition of
repetition.
the same thing over and over again.
and just staying focused. Like for me, I want to try to stay as focused as possible. To do that for 14 hours is just exhausting at the end of the day. So,
Gotta get up and stay up. It's pretty tiring.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I haven't done theater since I was 17 because it scares the poop out of my bum.
Yeah.
So you know, it's I think there is definitely a challenge that lies
Theater.
ahead of me in the theater
Yeah.
that I will hopefully tackle one day.
Don't say theater again while you're under the covers with us. Because I don't want
We said no
your
doubt
bum
about
rub against my leg or anything. I don't want any bummy poop.
All right, all
Yeah.
right.
Now,
this is my bed, so I especially appreciate it.
now, when you friended me on Facebook, like I always do when somebody friends me, I'm like, I wonder if we have any friends in common.
I do it.
So we have one,
Who?
Kai Erickson.
Kai Erickson.
Hey, I know Kai.
You know him too, yeah?
I know Kai really well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's got a lovely dog.
Wait, no, it's got a.
I can't remember either. But
He talks about it all the time.
Yeah, he loves his
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is like it's funny to show how small a world it is. How I met him is I went to a wedding in LA, and he just happened to be at my table.
Oh, really?
It was just like a random thing.
Weird.
And then like we just headed off, like you know, we only hung out that one time, but we stayed in touch through Facebook. But
He's a good dude.
Yeah,
He's
he is really a
good
nice
dude.
kid.
Yeah, yeah.
it's like somebody you like immediately.
Yeah, I did. My brother and I, Cam, we acted on the commish with him when we were.
That's right.
Oh, right.
I guess I was 13. Cam was 15, and we played these like two thuggy kids who were trying to make him shoplift
Yeah.
from a CD store.
Oh yeah, he was
And
regular
then,
on
and
the
then
show, right?
Chickless busts us, and
Oh man, I wouldn't want to get busted by Chickless.
he was Chickless's kid.
He was,
Yeah.
he was already scary then, and then the Shield. It's like
Even when he was like
Much scarier,
Chickless.
much scarier than the show.
Yeah.
And also much younger when the show came on almost 20 years later.
Yeah.
He looks much younger on the show than he
Yeah.
does on the commish.
The commish, he looked like a pudgy old commish.
Yeah, I thought what was
He
cool
beefed
about
up a little. Sorry, go ahead.
what I thought about was cool about Kai is because you know I just met him and I asked him what he did for a living because I had no idea just talking to him. He's like I'm in the business or whatever, but he didn't like brag or anything, which I actually like. He didn't even tell. I didn't even know until I came home and looked him up on IMDb to see that I'd been watching for years on the commission. I had no idea.
He's not
I
a,
was
he's not a
cool.
braggart, no.
Nice dude. Did you guys ever bang the same girl?
I sure hope not. If
Yeah. No.
at the same time,
Not
or
knowingly, anyway.
Yeah.
You go north, I go south. None of that kind of thing.
Okay.
there was a guy. He wrote this musical play that I went to saw. And one of the first songs, I had a threesome with my bro. This is the tune. He plays both these rappers and he has a song. I was like, that's awkward.
It's not on my bucket list. I'll tell
Okay.
you. But the potential is always there, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
One day.
We
We
Like
can always
do a head-
aspire.
heads
We
and
can always.
tails
We
type of
have to have
arrangement.
aspirations, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a brother, but I've had a couple opportunities where I could have been in a situation where we were a threesome.
Yeah.
And the thing that frightened me about it was why I never did it is I don't want to brush penises. I
Yeah,
just
the
don't want
devil's
that to
three-way.
happen.
The devil's three-way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
No.
afraid of that.
You don't want to cross swords. No.
Yeah, I don't want that ever to happen.
I
Across
think it
the
shrivels up
streams.
and dies if that happens. If you know.
It is.
if
It
you're-
might
if
just
you're-
fall off my body.
Yeah.
What's the most trouble you two have ever gotten into together?
Together.
We've gotten into quite a few predicaments.
We got stopped at the border because they were
That's what
positive
I
that we
thought
had,
of,
we had
yeah.
marijuana. And can I
elaborate? Tell it.
Yeah, okay.
It's an awesome
So we took for whatever brilliant reason, I thought it would be a good idea to take a bus down. We were going down for actually the Freddy vs. Jason premiere.
And I was like,
hey,
it's your
ties
thing.
in.
I'll do whatever you want to do. And he was like, bus. And I was like,
yeah, we'll spend some time together. It'd be
yeah.
great. So it's supposed to be like a 24-hour bus, and then this person on the bus, as we're approaching the border, kind of comes back and he was like, I forgot my pen. Some random, I forgot.
This is while we're getting off the bus to cross the border.
And and I just kind of looked at that was a little weird. And as we're getting off, we see these people are like, the border patrol, big hubbub, and they come over with the drug sniffing dog. I'm like talking to the guy. I'm like, well, that's before that. I'm talking to the guy. I'm like, oh, I always want to pet the dogs. And I'm just gonna go into way too much detail on the story. And it was a German Shepherd. I think it was about 4 years old, and
more.
Exactly.
Had one mismatched eye.
His name was Tokyo. I don't know why. It didn't make any sense.
He was recently groomed.
Yeah. So anyway, he sniffs our stuff, and
the dog literally goes like this on Kyle's bag.
Yeah.
You got a contact high from it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The dog was ripped. But anyway, the guy kind of gave him an order, I think, because they were sure. So anyway, we get stopped, and then they're going through all our shit, and I'm gonna tell the embarrassing part for Tyler, but it's my favorite part of this whole story.
Yeah.
He's the guy. They're adamant that we've got, and they're like, you might as well just tell me, man. That's a drug sniffing dog.
By the way, we don't have drugs.
Yeah,
we
don't have
specify
drugs.
that.
Yeah.
The guy who came back on the bus and I forgot my pen.
Dropped joints on
put joints underneath our seats. That's
He's
why he came back. So
suddenly it dawned on him. Oh shit! I probably can't bring these through the border. Or I don't know what his plan was.
While we're getting off the bus driver came and started cleaning off the bus, and I noticed that there was weed under our seats.
Sitting there, those guys. That's why the dog. That's the thing. So they're going through our stuff and. Oh, do you have anything? They're going through Ty's stuff. Like, is there anything that I need to know that's in here? And Ty's kind of looking a little bit pensive, but we're like, no. And then my brother goes, actually, I do have some pornographic DVDs. And the guy looks at me and goes, any children? And Tyler goes, no, I don't have any children.
No, I don't have any children. And he laughed. And luckily, I think that got him chuckling. He was like, no, is there any children in the pornography? And I was like, ooh, no, man. Like, it's just, DVD. I was like, might be some anal on there.
But like you say like, oh no, I don't have any children like that. How dare you have children and pornographic? That's a crime.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was trying to draw the correlation that like if I have pornographic material in my bag, then I thought I would have been a shit if I had kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Then I'm a terrible father as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the most trouble I've ever gotten in, but it felt like the worst kind of trouble that I've been in with Tyler.
Here's a good one. Kyle and I and Brendan Fletcher, who is showing up here this evening, we're out drinking in Vancouver one evening, and pretty heavy. And
I showed up late.
Kyle showed up late, and me and Brendan were already pretty smashed. And Brendan and I had gotten into like a
classy,
nice rookie. Got into like kind of a slapping fight. Like we were kind of just drunk slapping each other, and Brendan's just like a little monkey. He was all over me. Slapping each other and getting all riled up, and then Kyle showed up, and we started kind of like slapping around Kyle.
It's like, wow.
And Kyle wasn't nearly as drunk as we were, and Kyle was like slapping back. And Kyle slapped me, and like it hit my nose, just like tipped my nose, so I started bleeding. And I was all like, like blood coming out of my nose, and we were still slapping each other. And then Kyle hit me, and just this one fatal swat, not fatal, obviously, but he broke my eardrum.
That powerful.
Really?
Punctured my eardrum. He just happened to get that perfect cut right on my ear, and I was so drunk, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm deaf!" And everyone was like, "Shut up!" And there's blood all over my face.
He's a little dramatic.
My girlfriend is like, "Get in the cab," and I'm like, "You don't understand. I'm deaf." And everyone was like, "Shut up! You're deaf." Then I got it, and I went home and like stuck a Q-tip so far in my ear. I remember I thought, "Oh, it's full of fluid. I'll get the fluid out." And Carrie, my wife, was like, "Don't stick the Q-tip that far in your ear, man. You might have put some damage to your ear." And the next morning I woke up and sure enough, I still couldn't hear it. I was like, "I knew it." Went to the doctor and he was like, "Yeah, your eardrum is like 25%."
So really, it was the Q-tip, though.
I asked because I thought, okay, how much guilt am I going to get to apply to my brother here? What am I going to get out of this? The doctor was like, "Oh no, it's a tear. It's a tear. It's not from the Q-tip, but the Q-tip probably didn't help."
No.
Okay, on this I want to take a quick break, okay?
Yeah.
I'm right back.